welcome to Alumni Stadium for today's coverage of girls varsity lacrosse as your Braintree Womps take on the Milton Wildcats. Mike Wassel here for BCAM TV, and Braintree coming in to today's game at a record of 12-3, trying to win out and get to a 15-win season, trying to solidify a top 4 seed in the postseason, which would obviously give them a home game, and that is what head coach Tracy Sullivan and her squad are trying to gain. As they move down the rest of their schedule, they've played pretty much most of the toughest games that they have on their schedule already, and they've picked up a couple of solid wins in those ones and a couple tough losses, one to Nita, one to Walpole. And Braintree's also lost to Wellesley this year, but they've taken advantage of the games that they should win, as this one is right at the side of the post, and still awaiting our first shot here of the first half. And it is a goal for Milton as they take the 1-0 lead very quickly, just 30 seconds in to the first half. So draw at midfield, as Braintree trying to control possession for the first time here in the game. Off the draw, again it is controlled by the visiting team. There's Braintree with the spacing violation. And right now the Womps still trying to find possession here in the opening minute. As that one is shot just wide, and it will stay with Milton. So Braintree has taken advantage of their home schedule. Only their one loss coming here at home, and that was against Wellesley. That was one that Braintree struggled from the beginning. Actually played well in the second half, but it was too late in that game. But standing at 12-3 on the season, this is really what Braintree was looking for heading into the season. Maybe not as fine as they've been, but you expected postseason, and that's what they've gotten, trying to bolster their playoff seeding with a couple of victories down the stretch. And that would be so important not to have to face some of the top teams in the first couple rounds, as the Yaks are able to intercept and work it as far as midfield. So Braintree with the first possession of the game as they look for the game's tying goal. Back behind the goal, it is Reinhold who has a chance one-on-one, shooting out in front, and she scores up high, getting it past the goalie as Buchanan slams a stick off the post in disgust. But Braintree has scored the game's tying goal at 1, as Reinhold continues to lead Braintree in the scoring department. The first goal for Braintree, tying it at 1. And now another draw, which Braintree has yet to win so far in 2 tries here to begin the game. And Burchell able to win it as Jader comes in on the draw. And now marching towards the goal with the head of steam. A little bit different than the normal for Braintree, the varsity team. They play actually after the JV today. Generally their games are at 4, but this one at 5:30, as Yaxter will draw the whistle, and Braintree will have a golden chance to take the lead for the first time here in the game. "22 minutes to go in the first half, and Yaxter will have some space to work with, and probably a good opportunity to shoot if she wants to, which she shoots, and a nice save as that one covered up in the crease, and Buchanan with her first stop of the game. Very quickly it's thrown out, and that was a nice pass to stretch it up the field. As Norton trying to slow it down, and she does just that. At least to slow down the rush. 21.5 to go in possession for Milton. Back at the goal line, and it goes out of bounds, and it will be a Braintree possession now on the turnover by Milton. Moore able to split through two defenders, working her way as far as midfield and beyond. Reinhold to her left, and going to the near side of the field, handing it off as Tenney has an opportunity. Reinhold is shut down, now double teamed, but now finding some space in the middle of the field as her shooting space is quickly shut down. But it does gain another opportunity for Braintree off of the whistle. Looking for their first lead of the game again as Reinhold comes in, shoots, and scores. Able to tuck it in just inside of the post as she has both of Braintree's goals. And now Braintree with the 1-goal advantage, 2-1. Burchill just won a draw on the last one. Now trying to do it again, as Braintree has scored the last two. 20:22 to go here in the first half, as Braintree has the lead for the first time. And off the draw, it pinballs back onto the Braintree side of the field as Norton battles for it, and play continues, but Norton trying to smack it away and not able to do so. Nice interception as here comes Burchill. 1-on-3, and now with a player to her right, and that is Kelly. As she hands it back up top, Burchill does, over to Reinhold, and now a nice open space for Norton, who comes in, and that one is saved. Another nice play in goal, as Buchanan has been pretty good so far here in the opening. As Braintree trying to keep it on the offensive side of the field, and they do just that. Able to pick it up on the turnover, as this time it's Libby Burchill. Makes the quick pass to her sister Deirdre, and another whistle. .19 to go here in the first half, and coming in and scoring up high is Burchill, the third of the half for Braintree. And they have a 2-goal advantage now, and they've scored the last 3. Three to 1 the lead for the Womps. Again, trying to take advantage here at home. They continue to play very well this season, and really no surprise that they have the offensive firepower that they have, because that was really the talent that was coming up the last few seasons. They just didn't have the sustained effort for the full duration of the season. They played in spurts, but this season it has been much more consistent. So 18 and 45 seconds to go, as Braintree trying to battle for it in their own end. Quick pass, and that is nicely found in the middle of the field for the goal to make it 3-2, as the Wildcats strike on a quick pass, middle of the field, beating Duffy up high. Duffy awaiting her first save of the game. Braintree does have the 3-2 lead. Again, it's Deirdre Burchill on the draw, and that one pops free as the battle for it. 1-on-3, Burchill trying to fight in there and grab it away as it's still loose on the ground, and now Milton able to gain possession as they try and find a way to get the tying goal. The spacing violation against Braintree, and another opportunity for Milton in the attacking zone. Right now they are within a goal. They had the lead 1-0, but Braintree scored 3 in a row. Milton has scored the last one to make it 3-2. $17.5 to go as Milton will have it behind the goal. Back behind the goal is now Milton trying to work it out in front. As that one allows space now for Milton, and we have an injury down on the field. Here with 16:56 to go in the first half, and we'll take an injury timeout here on the field with Braintree up 3-2. Play resuming after the injury timeout as Milton throwing it away, and that a careless mistake that Braintree will certainly take. We haven't seen a ton of turnovers here in this one in the opening 9 minutes or so, but Braintree certainly will enjoy that specific turnover because that was a great chance for the game tying goal at 3, as Milton has played Braintree well here to begin the game. Still a ton of time to go in the first half, but Braintree has generally had the lead at halftime, which they did their last game at Newton North, which translated over to another victory. That one tough to handle for Burchill. May have lost that one in the sun for the moment. As here comes Yaxter, making her quick spin move as she is double teamed, handing it over now to Burchill, the screen in the middle of the field, as Reinhold also looking for the screen from Yaxter. Braintree calling out a play from the sideline, as right now Braintree a little stationary, and they haven't had a ton of space to work with in the middle of the field. And now Milton doing a nice job defensively, clogging up the lanes. As Yaxter now finds a little bit of room, makes the duck underneath, takes the shot, and it ricochets off the post and stays out. As that one, unfortunate for Braintree not to find the back of the goal. And now it is thrown away, so Braintree will take another turnover. That one, an unforced mistake. That's the second in as many possessions for the Wildcats. With 15 minutes to go in the first half, Braintree with a 1-goal lead. Back behind the goal as Blumenthal, and now the first touch for Kelly as Kelly goes out and right in front and not able to find a shot registered on goal. There was some contact in front that slowed her down and wasn't able to get a clean shot off, as now Braintree able to take it back, and the long stretch pass in the direction now of Kelly doesn't connect as it's picked up by the goalie, as Buchanan sends it to her defense. Challenge by Balsamo, and now a great read as Yaxter read it well, and now a turnover back the other way. Braintree has played much stronger defensively the last 5 minutes or so. As Yaxter, right out in front is Kelly. Kelly out in front and scores, beating that one low, skipping it home past the goalie, as Braintree has regained a 2-goal edge, up now 4-2-2, and now a timeout by the head coach for the Wildcats, and we'll take it here on BCAM TV with the Womps up 4-2 here at home with 13:52 to go here in the first half. Back here after the timeout by Milton. Braintree with the 4-2 lead and the draw at midfield, which pinballs around as Braintree battles for it, and it's picked up ultimately by Yaxter. Braintree hasn't been able to get a lot of clean wins off the draws, but they have done well to stay with the play. As now shooting and scoring up high is Yaxter, as she beats the goalie, and Braintree has gone in that direction a couple times so far here in the first half, going up high. As Yaxter gets her first of the game, and Braintree now with their largest lead of 3. 5-2 the edge with 13:25 to go in the first half. Milton did score first here in the game, but Braintree with 3 unanswered. And so far they haven't looked back since that point. Looks like a redraw at midfield. Another win by Braintree as Birchill trying to get the pass back from Yaxter, which she does. And now Libby Birchill working it in towards the goal, as Blumenthal hands it over to Kelly. And Kelly hoping for a cutter, but instead goes back to the outside of the semicircle. And now Yaxter in front and scores. Second straight goal for Yaxter as she again goes up high. And Yaxter has proved to be a consistent scorer in just about every sport that she plays. Excellent in hockey, now here on Lacrosse, and also a member of the field hockey team. Just everything has translated over, just a superb athlete, as Yaxter has found a nice little niche for this team here for Braintree. And again, all this senior-ridden group has all come together and played well as they continue to get the job done during the season. As that one knocked away by Norton, and she gains possession, but they got to call the whistle prior to it. With 12.5 to go, and a 6-2 now advantage for Braintree. Tough pass to handle. With the ball at midfield, and now it's thrown away, and it will be a Braintree possession. So the pestering defense up front by Blumenthal and Norton able to force the turnover, and Braintree has now forced 4 of them here in the first half. And 4 seems to be the magical number right now with a 4-goal edge. What a nice little deke made by Norton, able to sideswipe what was the oncoming stick check, but Braintree does turn it over as that pass wasn't caught cleanly. Long stretch pass, and again, another turnover as Braintree will pick it up just shy of midfield. And the quick pass from Tenaglia as Burchill looking for somebody out in front, and then nobody is ready for a pass and decides to take it back to the top as she gives it over to Reynolds. And now Yaxter both have goals here in the first half, as Yaxter has the last two, looking for her third consecutive and a hat trick here in the first half. Consistency has been Braintree's offense this season. They generally score 10 plus a game. As Yaxter slides inside, and that one is saved, and Milton really needed that as Buchanan made a nice stop. As that one along the boundary, tough play to make, and it's out of bounds, and the signal is going to be Braintree's. Another mistake along the outside. Braintree forcing the turnover. Quick pass inside to Yaxter. She swims around one. And now a nice backdoor pass for Burchill, and she scores. That was a perfect setup. As those two members of the Braintree team not able to find a way and right now, for some reason, my voice is giving me a little of an issue right now. Might be, in fact, due to the pollen out here in the air. Looks like we're all good now. Good laugh there for John, the cameraman. So Burchill able to get her second of the game. Ball is loose, and now the Wildcats will have it. Extended to the midfield mark with 9:40 to go here in the first half. Braintree by their largest lead of 5-7-2. Burchill, Reinhold, and Yaxter all with 2 goals apiece. Braintree leads 7-2 and possession. As that one's loose in the middle of the field, and now Yaxter out in front and shoots it just wide, trying to label that one up high. .840 to go as Reinhold's space is invaded, and that'll result in another opportunity for Braintree out in front. A chance for the third of the game for Reinhold to complete the hat trick. The balanced attack continues for Braintree. Again, 3 players with 2 goals so far in the first half. Reinhold, and that one is kicked out as a nice play in goal again as Buchanan makes the save. And now it's picked up in the defensive zone as Braintree battles for it. They had it for a moment. Braintree getting possession off the whistle with 7:40 to go in the half. The screen play as nice backdoor pass in the direction of Yaxter. Wasn't able to control it. Otherwise, Yaxter would have had a clean shot. That was a nice little set piece as the tandem of Reinold and Yaxter nearly converted on the backdoor feed. A quick give and go. Now Milton on the Braintree side of the field for the first time in a while. The clock moving, 6.5 to go in the first half of play. Braintree's lead is 5 at this moment. As Milton has an opportunity here on the possession for their first goal in a while. Shot in, there is the first save of the game for Duffy, making it here at the 6-minute mark, remaining here in the first half. As sending that pass, tough one to handle, as Braintree now battling for it. Norton coming flying in, and the collision allowing Braintree to get possession out of it, but still no clean possession for the Womps, is now out in front. The opportunity, as that a stick check, and another opportunity that would allow a Milton opportunity in front. Braintree goes to the box. Second penalty against Braintree here in the game. So 5:37 to go. We have a stoppage, obviously, as the player was shaken up on the play. And Duffy making her second save and able to keep it out of the goal, able to clamp down the stick on it. So a big second save to keep the score at a 7-2 advantage for Braintree. Balsamo trying to work it up. Braintree looking for the pass, and there is the alert one to Birchill, and now the stretch as Birchill is the open player on the left side. It's Deirdre out in front, shoots low and scores between the legs of the goalie, as that one quickly transitioned from the midfield mark, and it all started with the run from Balsamo and the quick pass to Libby Birchill. And now they're actually going to take the goal away. I don't know for exactly what. It must have been Braintree had another player far up the field. So now play is halted, and we'll take a break as things get sorted out here at Braintree High School, but the score is 7-2 as the goal is taken off the board. Braintree had what would have been the 8th goal, as things are now trying to be sorted out, and we'll be right back. So play now resuming, and it looked like the call was the player was in the crease to disallow the goal, which makes much more sense. And now less of a disagreement on the sideline for head coach Tracy Sullivan, but it was certainly the right thing to do to try and get the referees together to put the ball in the right spot at least, which it should have been with the goalie, and now it was. Four and a half to go in the half. Braintree leads 7-2. Stuck on that score for a little while. So a whistle against Braintree will allow, again, possession to continue with Milton. As Braintree will have now back to even strength. As the shot is wide with 3:20 to go in the half. And the Wildcats will have it back behind the goal. Trying to work it towards the front now, as Braintree trying to swallow it up down low. And that one finds the back of the goal, as Milton has now scored their third of the half to make it a 4-goal game now at 7-3 with 2:56 to go in the half. Draw at midfield. Braintree would like to win this one to keep momentum on their side after Milton has just scored. And the Wildcats winning another draw. They've been pretty good at those here in the game. It's been about pretty even off the draws. Both teams just about the same percentage of possession off of them, and that is Birchill going up, elevating to make the play, but she wasn't able to keep the possession as it's loose along the boundary. .10 to go, and possession right in front of the Braintree bench as Norton knocks it away from behind. Final 2 minutes now. As the pass out in front, and the goal to make it 7-4, as that was a quick strike. And Braintree's 5-goal lead is down to 3. So think back to that goal that was disallowed. It would have made it up to an 8-2 game. Probably would have put this one just about out of reach. But instead, the goal disallowed, and since then there's been 2 goals scored consecutively by the visiting team from Milton, as they're now within 3 at 7-4. All those little things built into a game change the tide of it. Off the draw. Battle for it by Birchill, and the signal will be an infraction against Milton, which will give Braintree possession, and they really could use a goal here before half. Try and go back up by 4. Looking to get to that 8-goal mark before the halftime. Back down low, it is Blumenthal, as she actually was able to keep possession, and now it's thrown in front and stopped by the goalie, as Buchanan was able to read that one well and very quickly throw it out, and now transition back the other way. Opportunity to get as close as 2 before half. Out in front as that one finds the post. Both teams have now hit the post here in the half. And that one stays out again, just like Braintree's did. There's that one loose in the middle of the field. 45 seconds to go in the half, and we'll see if this may be the final shot, potentially, of the half. .32 seconds to go as it continues to keep stopping with the number of whistles down at this end of the field. A quick pass in front and the whistle against Braintree prior to the shot that Duffy was able to turn aside. .22 seconds to go. Opportunity to get within 2 are the Wildcats. And nothing on that shot. That was a big break that Braintree has caught. And now if they could turn this into offense, that would be a huge, huge mistake for Milton moving to the halftime break, because Braintree has now 8 seconds to go before half. And we'll see if they can strike before the halftime break. And now it's turned over by Braintree and they won't have a chance, as that'll do it here in the first half. As the half comes to a close here at Braintree High School, a 7-4 advantage for the Womps, the home team, with the lead here over the visiting Milton Wildcats, as Braintree tries to pick up their 13th win of the season to go along with 3 losses. And we'll be back for second half action right after this. Welcome back to Alumni Stadium. Start of the second half. Mike Wassel here for BCAM TV, and Braintree leads 7-4 here as we play in the second half of play. Braintree's lead was as large as 5 in that first half, but Milton able to find a couple late strikes and get it as close as 3 where we stand now. As the Wildcats able to control off of the opening draw, as they'll go from right to left here in the second half. Back at the outside of the semicircle as the pass right in front, and it's trapped up very quickly as, again, Duffy able to make a play, and she has been a solid goalie all season long and has been very poised in her goal, able to not allow any rebounds generally off of shots, and doing a nice job in her crease, able to cover for the 3rd time we've seen now in the game. As Yaxter moves it towards the attacking zone. Oh, looking for that little quick touch inside for Norton, and that pass didn't connect. That would have been a pretty finish had Braintree connected on that one. Tenney trying to slow it down. She does knock it out of the stick, but that does garner a call. 23:15 to go, and out in front in, a nice save as Duffy able to catch that one and throw it out quickly, and Braintree fortunate that one found its way to Birchill. And now Birchill with the head of steam as Libby looking for the shot. Instead pulls it back out for the opportunity as Norton had the pass to Reinhold, and she was denied in front, and that was a big time stop. He marked that one down. Braintree would have gone up 4. Norton battling hard, trying to get it back. As the long pass does find its way, and now Braintree able to intercept, and Yaxter with numbers. Yaxter with Reinhold to her left. She goes in that direction. It would have been a great shot in front, but the whistle will be 4. And now denied in front is Reinhold as Buchanan continues to play excellent in goal. Really has been the difference in this one for Milton, continuing to play hard, and now Braintree able to force another mistake, and Yaxter has been doing that consistently this game. And another good read. This time it's Morrissey in on the read, and the whistle will gain possession as Braintree will have it. Far post as Braintree has it, and Yaxter now making a move in front, and that one skipped just wide. That would have been a pretty goal for Yaxter. Would have been her 3rd of the game, as now Birchill out in front, and that one is saved, and Buchanan has been unstoppable here in this second half so far. Here in the first 5 minutes, Braintree hasn't been able to beat her yet. Or easily could be 10-4 right now if it hasn't been for the excellent play in goal. Knocked away from behind, and Norton able to take it away. Braintree has done that with consistency here today. They continue to back check well. And now looking for the first of the game is Norton, and there it is. So Norton took it coast to coast after taking it away and finds the back of the goal, and Braintree goes back up by 4 at 8-4. Be another draw at midfield, and it will be Libby Birchill on the draw. And off the draw it is Birchill who's able to grab it, and now moving quickly towards the goal, in and scores all in one move as Birchill won the draw and scored in succession. That one only took about 5 seconds off the draw for her to find the back of the goal and put Braintree back up 5 at 9-4. And now we'll see if Milton will take a timeout. Deirdre has 2 in the game, and Libby has 1. The Virtual Sisters combining for 3 of the 9 goals that Braintree has. 1 by Emma Kelly, 1 by Norton, 2 by Reinhold, and 2 by Yaxter. The 9-goal scoring. And Braintree again able to win the face-off, and here we go again on the move as Braintree looks to get into double digits, as that shot will not count. Didn't go in anyway, but another whistle. And anytime that there is a whistle, it works in Braintree's favor because the clock will not be stopped. And Braintree can continue to work on the offensive side of the ball. As Norton comes inside, and again it's denied by Buchanan, who continues to excel in the goal. Probably been one of the strongest goals this year. Far side of the field, as the long stretch pass does connect, as Milton able to get it going in transition, as that one is knocked aside, as Braintree doing a nice job defensively. That was Tenaglia getting a stick, and now this time it's Morrissey. Braintree doing a nice job with the sticks in front, able to at least deflect them away. Still loose, as Braintree trying to pick it up in their own end, as there is more. Hasn't had a ton of touches here in the game, but when she has done her job well, as she'll have a chance again to run it up the field, and that is generally what she does. She is so good at that, just marching it all the way up, getting it to the midfield mark, and now beyond, as Norton is ahead. And now the ball in the stick of Norton, who swings it over to Blumenthal. As Reinhold makes that switch back over to Yaxter, who's denied at the doorstep. And again, Braintree able to retain possession. Yaxter looking out in front, and a tough pass to handle for Deirdre, as that one is a little bit too high. Would have been another great chance. That was a pretty nice courtside or field side vision, trying to relay the terms from basketball over here onto the field, but that was just good vision here on the field to really locate what was an open player on the field. And now the Wildcats able to score to make it now 9-5. Staying alive here in the game. Braintree trying to put the finishing touches on, but they haven't been able to put it up to a 6-goal edge yet. .16 to go. Braintree's lead is 4 at 9-5. The next goal in this one's going to be very important. If Braintree goes back up by 5, they're going to put themselves in a great position to really secure. And off the draw, Braintree gains possession, and here comes Burchill moving down the field. Able to gain the whistle. As Braintree will again have the opportunity here, as we've now moved under 16 minutes to go. The high shot and a goal, As again, finding the back of the twine is Burchill. And Libby has scored the last two that Braintree has. And it's all started with these important face-offs at the midfield mark, which he has done very well at this season. Another one face-off by Burchill and getting into the hands of her sister Deirdre as Deirdre comes in front and she is denied, and now she goes down hard and is in some pain down on the field with 15.5 to go as Braintree is up 10-5 here, and obviously speculation, but I wonder if maybe the wind was knocked out on that hard fall from Burchill, who's starting to try and get to her feet. But we'll take a break here on BCAMT with 15.5 to go. Braintree up 10-5. Play resuming after the injury timeout. Burchill able to walk off under her own power. And you have to assume that, based on the guess, I would say that she probably got the wind knocked out of her, and it's a good sign to see her walk off under her own power. Certainly wouldn't be a player that Braintree could afford to lose down the stretch. But she plays so hard, going 110%. Sometimes she can't slow herself down. It's hard for her not to play at full speed. As now Milton has an opportunity, down 5, trying to get a little closer as the wind picks up a little bit here. Still loose, and now it's picked up by Braintree as the pass from Moore. And Burchill trying to pick it up on a skip as Libby makes her way over midfield. And Burchill scores, going to the far post. And now with the hat trick, she scored the last 3 Braintree goals, as they've now gone up by a comfortable 6-goal edge at 11-5. .23 to go here in the game. As Braintree goes in uncontested, as that draws the stoppage. Tenny out in front, and she skips it home as Braintree has taken now their largest lead of the game, up by 7, 12-5, and pretty much putting the finishing touches on. And now a timeout will be taken by Milton as they've fallen behind by their largest deficit of the game at 7, 12-5 with 13:54 to go here in the game as Braintree leads. We'll take a break. Face off now at midfield after the timeout by Milton. As Braintree plays here with 13:50 to go. And a strong challenge as Braintree was hoping for a charge, which they didn't get. As Milton needs to score in a hurry. They're going to need a handful of goals down the stretch. As Braintree trying to put this one away and secure their 13th victory of the season. Middle of the field as that one pops free. Milton taking a lot of time here on this possession to get a shot off. Already used more than a half minute before, and there is the offensive foul as Braintree gets it this time. Now moving it as far as midfield as Kelly looks for the shot, and she sneaks it short side, able to beat Buchanan. And Braintree has opened the floodgates, going up 13-5. So Milton did keep this one close for a while, but Braintree has run away with this one in the second half now and trying to get it as far as a 10-goal lead to try and get the clock to run. Speed this one up. Braintree hasn't been in a ton of close battles this season. Most of the victories have been by big-time margins. As another one face-off by Braintree, and Yaxter looking down in front. It's Balsamo. What a nice fake, and she shot it wide. Had a great deke, and Buchanan nearly came up with a great stop, but that was Balsamo's net to shoot at. She had the goalie faked out. And Braintree trying to get their 14th of the game. Splitting through is Burchill, and she'll score now her 4th of the game. .48 to go. Braintree up now 9, 14-5. And that was a nice save, again, as Buchanan has made about 10 saves here in this one. Continuing to give her team some sort of hope. As this game has gone on and on, Braintree has asserted themselves as the stronger team by far. But Milton has shown that in spurts they can certainly compete with some of these more talented teams in the Bay State Conference, but just not there yet. Just too many mistakes that they've made so far here in the game that have cost them transition, as Braintree has gone and scored the other way, and that's the sign of a good team, forcing the other team to make mistakes and capitalizing on them. As that one at the goal line, and it's picked up by Duffy, who continues to post solid numbers here in the game. Another whistle, and Braintree will have some time to run some clock, as we're now under 10 minutes to go in the game. Yaxter now with it at the 20-yard line here on the Alumni Stadium turf, as Braintree works it parallel to the goal. Here in the final 9.5, as Lee comes off and Dogallo on, as that one is saved by Buchanan, as Burchill was looking for goal number 5 here in the contest. As that one out in front is to the back of the goal as Milton finds the twine to get back within 8 at 14-6. A tick over 9 minutes to go in regulation. Off the draw. A good battle for it, and Braintree able to pick it up. As now the Womps will move it. The rising shot is saved, and a great opportunity that time for the Womps, as Doherty got a chance. And now it is Yaxter who has now made 5 turnovers, as she has taken them away 5 times, forcing them. Out in front, and that one knocked away, as Buchanan continues to make some splendid saves here in this one with her team down. A cutting play, Reinold, and it finds the back of the goal on the deflection off the post and in, as Braintree scores goal number 15 here in the game. So Reinold now getting a hat trick, her 3rd of the game. 8 minutes exactly on the clock left here in the game. As Braintree able to get back to that 9-goal advantage. Milton able to win possession, but a tough pass to handle as it's loose along the near sidelines. And now in front, Braintree had it for the moment, but it is taken away by Milton as they continue to play strong. Here down by 9 goals, still fighting for it here till the end. And now it is a goal. 15-7. .6:58 to go, and a draw at the midfield mark, right at the Braintree B. Down along the boundary as Morrissey has it for the Womps. as that one loose along the outside and off of Braintree as they turn it over down on the far side of the field. Six minutes to go here in the game. This one seems to have gone on for a while now with all these stoppages. We've seen a couple timeouts, a couple injuries, and a ton of goals. 15 of them for the Braintree side, 7 for Milton. Braintree well at their average, averaging about 12 and a half, 13 goals a game. As that pass deflects back as far as the 25-yard line. And now it's knocked away for the time being by Braintree. Right out in front, and that'll draw a whistle. As that shot never finds its way through to Duffy. Here in the final 5 minutes. Quick passing as the shot hits the post. Wouldn't have counted anyway, as there was a whistle prior to the shot. Here with 4:20 to go. Out in front, and the quick move, able to find the back of the goal. Bringing it now as close as they've been in a while, making it 15-8 with 4:14 showing on the clock. Braintree winning the draw, and now moving it in towards goal as Yaxter shoots, and that one just high. Final 3:50 to go. As Birchall has it behind the goal, circling around, looking for the shot, and another whistle. Shot and a save as Birchall denied in front. Nice screen set by Reinold, opening up plenty of room for Yaxter in front, and she scores. So now the hat trick for Yaxter, her third of the game, to join now Reinold, who has 3, and Birchall, who has 4. 16 goals up on the board for Braintree as they've now doubled up the Milton score, up 16-8. 3:10 to go. Off the draw, it'll be possession for Milton. marching up the field as the Wildcats look for a strike, and they get it. The quick strike to get it back to 7 at 16-9 with 2.5 to go. An important draw. Milton has to have it. Down 7. They need a miracle down the stretch. Braintree can win a draw. They can run some valuable time off the clock. And they win another draw as here comes Burchill. He has 4 in the game. Beautiful pass in front, and that one is denied. I don't know if it was shot wide or not, but that was a great opportunity as Balsamo had the chance, her second great chance of the game, and was denied. Under 2 minutes to go, and Buchanan now with it and running a lot of valuable time off the clock, trying to find someone that's open. Braintree is certainly content with this. As Morrissey battles along the sidelines. And with the $1:40 to go on the clock, it'll be possession, midfield, Milton possession. And there is Duffy with a nice play in goal. Looking for the pass, and she's rejected on the attempted pass. It's still loose just outside of the crease as Braintree is battling for it. The Milton player going down, and the call awaiting. .116 left. And possession is Braintree, so that was a break that Braintree was able to gain it. Here as Delgado able to stretch as far as midfield to now Burchill, who has Yaxter in the middle of the field and makes that little quick pass, and the Womps will run clock as we now have just 60 seconds to go in the game. As Braintree will secure it and pick up the 13th victory of the season to go along with just 3 losses. And this one really never in question after about the 6-7 minute mark of the first half as the Womps led by 3 goals, and really it was never any closer than that after Milton scored first. But the Womps responded well to that first goal and were able to push across some big time goals as the half had moved on. And they had a nice comfortable lead at halftime, and it carried over here into the second half as Braintree continues to do their job this season. As the shot is into the goal, as Milton finds one last strike. We're with 27 seconds to go. And they will now be in double figures with 10 goals, 16-10. So 27 seconds to go in regulation. Braintree up 6, 16-10. And a draw at midfield, potentially the final one of the game. Off the draw, it is won by Milton as they march up the field, trying for another late strike. They've already scored 2 in the final minute and a half, 2 minutes or so here of this game, as Delgado having a little bit of a trouble with it in her own end. But she will have possession here in the final 11 seconds. As Braintree looking for that one quick pass, which we'll see if she'll throw to midfield. If Moore wants to go that way, she takes the easier route to Birchill, who will sidestep the defender, and that'll do it. Here at Alumni Stadium, the final whistle coming right now here as Braintree wins 16-10 today over Milton. And Braintree's now picked up their 13th victory of the year and improved to 13-3. So the Womps helping themselves out in the playoff contention as they continue to push for a higher seed in the postseason. Right now, it seemingly the way things are going, they'll probably get a top 5 seed, and they're hoping for 4. Obviously, they know they can't catch Needham or Walpole, but they are trying to at least distance themselves from a few of the teams that are right underneath them as Braintree wins for the final time here at Braintree High School with 4 goals to lead Braintree. It was Libby Birchill here today leading all scorers, followed behind by Reinald and Yaxter, who had 3 apiece as Braintree beats Milton here today 16-10. For our camera person, John Orfanos, I'm Mike Wassel. We'll see you next time.